Hello. Greetings to all of you. Hello, ma'am. How are you? And we are here standing in front of State House. We're making our way to stand. The house that is owned by the people of Guyana, State House, um, to voice our concern. We're standing here as very concerned citizens of this country to deal with this matter regarding the report, not the first one, but multiple reports of sexual impropriety by someone who serves in the administration. We're standing here so that this can reach Irfan Ali in his capacity as president of this country, who appoints the cabinet as president of this country. We're standing to have him remove Dharamlall, first of all, from the cabinet. This is our concern. It's highly concerning to us, so as you join, let me know whether you can see, you can hear clearly, please, so that this can be registered, that we are standing here today registering our protest. There's a father here with me, there's a mother here with me, and there are others who are soon to join me. I told you we'd start at 3 o'clock, and 3 o'clock it is. But we are standing here because we are extremely concerned about the course of events that surround this report. We are not standing here today. I am not standing here today to say that we know the facts. We're standing here to say that based on what was presented to us, we are highly concerned because this is too wrong. As Guyanese, we should never have a case in which it is reported that someone reached out to the head of state for help based on sexual abuse, and that person says that when they get the evidence together, then they're going to act. No. The job of the head of state of this country, Irfan Ali's job, check and turn and face here. Irfan Ali's job in this building owned by us behind you here, his job is not to investigate anything. I never knew that according to the Constitution of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, that a president has authority to investigate any crime or to wait for there to be the outcome of an investigation to say that a minister should be removed from office. It's called interdicted. You remove the person, you don't function until this matter is resolved. We're here to protest because this child, the circumstances surrounding which the reports have changed, can't work for me. Because if someone writes a letter to the president to say how they feel about a matter, I don't know what else you need to see before you act. We have a right to stand here today as Guyanese. And I hope that all Guyanese can stand, even if you're in your house, in some way or the other, for what is right. This has to stop. This has gone too far. Once you have an official report sent to anybody or a letter of complaint about anyone who serves in the cabinet, the president must act. And this accusation was way too serious. This is way too scathing for anybody to say that you could wait until you have evidence. So what is the letter then? What are you going to do? DNA test, Irfan Ali? Are you a medical doctor too? Are you into forensics? What is it? What evidence do you need? As a father, and I have another father standing here with me, I have a mother, as I said, and other people are coming down the road. We can't take this. There's no Guyanese who should accept this. So we're here to stand today to register our protest. I'm aware that you're going to be monitoring me today and all of that. Because I'm standing in front of the State House, I don't understand what's going to happen. But I want you to monitor the fact that the father is standing here in defense of the innocence of our children. You see people are wearing white standing here with me. We're in white. And I'm thankful for those who are here. And if they wish to give commentary and say how they feel about this matter, because it's good for us to say how we feel about things as Guyanese. Let us be free to express ourselves. That's a human right that we have. freedom of expression, freedom of speech. We're not here to accuse anybody. We're here to say that based on the accusations made, the person inhabiting this house, called State House behind me here, is supposed to act. There's no minister in government who's supposed to reach out to anybody for help or to offer help. The police are there for a purpose. What help you offering anybody? So can you see clearly? If you're hearing clearly, just grant us a favor, sharing this broadcast so that we can have our protest registered. As you notice, we're standing here peacefully. I don't believe in being disruptive and all the rest of it. I believe in a peaceful course of action. Dharamlall must go. That's as much as we'll be saying this afternoon, if there's any chance. Dharamlall must go. Priya must go. You had no right to say but you offer anybody any help. That is not your job. I just want to make you aware of something before we build reference to this protest action we're taking here. We're also aware, based on what is on social media, the people haven't denied it yet. Number one, that a child is said to have signed in the presence of her parents. My daughter is 16 years old. When we take her to the bank to open an account, she cannot sign anything. We are opening the account for her. The most they may try to get is a signature from her as a form of ID. But that's it. My child is 16. How could a 16-year-old say she's signing in the presence of her parents? Further to that, if this is a rape allegation being made here, how we don't have child care protection agency sitting in the room where the child is saying that nobody raped her? She leveled an accusation that Dharamlall did these things that are so sickening to her. She accused him of that. How did we not have child care protection agency, an official or two or three, sitting in the same room? Because they know what question should be asked of a child. They know that. Don't worry, the gun clocking behind me on the broadcast. The police are, the president guard doing what they have to do. All right, they're changing shift. So how you could tell anybody in Guyana that the girl and her parents were sitting there? Are the parents forensic scientists? How do you know are the parents attorneys at law? How do the parents know what questions are appropriate or inappropriate? Dharamlall must go. If Irfan Ali respects anybody in Guyana, he will remove Dharamlall from cabinet. He has that much power. He cannot remove from parliament because parliamentary positions are based on Jagdeo being the head of the list. So Jagdeo has to make the decision. And if Jagdeo respects his Guyanese, he'll let Dharamlall leave parliament too. And if Robeson Ben respects his Guyanese, he'll ensure that Dharamlall is investigated thoroughly. And I say again, you must have a polygraph test. And bring the young lady to sit as well in the company of Child Care Protection Agency and other people to tell us that what she said wasn't true. We have a right as Guyanese to stand in the interests of our children. And for the 20 who were burnt in Madia, there's yet to be an inquiry launched. There's no commission of inquiry. Look how long 20 of our children were burnt alive, roasted alive. People were dead. Children are burnt alive, indigenous people. And we can't hear yet about a commission of inquiry. We have had enough. I've come all the way to Georgetown to stand here because it must be registered that people stood complaining and saying that they did not want to have this happen in our country. And we want to have a proper investigation into this matter. We can't accept this. There's no right-thinking Guyanese who should accept this. There's no father who should accept this kind of foolishness and telling us that a child who's 16 years old could sign and say, I didn't do it, and that's the end of the matter. It's not the end of the matter. Because there are too many reports about Dharamlall. Dharamlall must go. There are too many reports about this behavior. Let us stand as Guyanese. Stand for something. We must respect women. We must respect females. And if any woman reports she was raped, call the police. You don't have to wait for any evidence because the police gets evidence. The police job is to ascertain whether something is credible enough to charge somebody. Their job is also enough their job is to be positioned to gather evidence. When did Ali become some investigator? Dharamlall must go. We call on Irfan Ali, who's occupying that house behind me. Our house. Dharamlall must go. You should also go, but I know you wouldn't do it. Because you have gone into the realm of suppressing or hindering the course of justice. There's no way that you should say in your capacity that you're waiting for some investigation or for evidence. What evidence? What? You wanted to have a video or something? What evidence do you want? Somebody's saying there are at least 8 reports so far about rape in reference to this fella. 8? We've had enough. So, as I stand there, as I said, if you guys want to give comments, I would really love for you to say how you feel about this matter, because we are here to express our concern. I want you to hear me carefully. And to say that based on all these accusations that are laid before Dharamlall, he needs to be out of parliament. That is not a good train for Guyana. It is not a healthy thing for our country. The young men in this country mustn't think this is okay. The child made a report. From the minute she made the report, there should have been action. Not waiting for some evidence. There should be action. Nobody has to give Ali any evidence. You are not an investigating officer. And if you understand what rape is like, you'll understand what this girl is going through. If it were true. If it is true that this child, and I believe it's true, that's my view, but if it's true, you don't have a clue about, she said it in the letter if it's her. The person who wrote that letter said that how they felt like nothing and destroyed as a female. We are here to stand for justice for our children. So, brother, you want to give... Oh, okay, then let's have my sister here then. How do you feel about this matter?
I'm livid. I'm upset. As a female living in this country, I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe for my boys. I have 2 boys. I'm an educator. I teach children. And for them to come and say something like that to me, I don't know how I would react. I'm really, really upset about the situation, and Dharamlall should go. I've even worked, my first job that I worked at, I was sexually assaulted. But back then, who was I supposed to go and talk to? Who am I supposed to go and complain to? I don't feel protected, and that's a fact.
Thank you. And we'll talk some more as well.
Yes, Dharamlall must go because the act that he commit is very wicked. If the girl, what she said is true, he need to go. We cannot accept something like this. It could be any one of us daughter.
Correct.
And are we going to sit down and relax and clap our hands, stay in our house without protesting, without saying something? It don't make no sense. Just talking at home. We have to let our voice be heard. And today I am very upset and sad what happened to that young lady. And we need to take a stand up for what is right.
So based on the young lady's accusation, because we don't know whether it's true or not, but based on what she's saying, if you were her father, what are some things that would have gone through your mind as a father of this child?
A lot of things will go through my mind. Maybe I want to take actions, especially in my own hands. But the police is there, the law is there to do what's supposed to do. And if the law is not doing what it's supposed to do, anything could happen. Because as I said before, when it's not your child, you say anything. But when it's your own, right, then you know how serious it is. Every cow feels his own calf. And we have to stand up, not because it's not our child. We got to know that that child have feelings and she's hurt, she's in pain, and we need to stand up.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And as I said, we'll be engaged further in discussions as we stand here today. Because the question we have to ask ourselves is, what if, as our brother said it, what if it was your daughter who came forward with such a report? And then because of pressure from whoever it is, she has to then change and say she didn't say it. What if that's the case? I'm saying, what if that's the situation? How do you think that person, that female, would feel if all that she said initially or was said or attributed to her would have been true? I want you to tell me as a man, how would you have felt? You hear the sister here came, I didn't even know that somebody can come today because this is close to home. Somebody is standing with us today saying she was sexually assaulted, but to whom would she go? Do you see what Guyana is like? Do you see what a country is like when females in our country don't have the confidence in the system? Say I can go report this and my rights will be protected. When women can't report sexual abuse, your country is in trouble. And if they take the law into their hands now, you'll say, well, they should go to the police.
You know what the hurtful part is?
Yes, go ahead.
You know what the hurtful part is? They're going to get people going to be saying, why you take so long to come and complain? Why
Right.
only now you coming out?
True.
This why you're telling lies, money you want, is this you want, and all those things you got to hear. So that is why people who are, or females who are sexually assaulted, do not want to come forward and talk.
That is so true.
It is take a lot out of somebody who has been sexually assaulted to come out and say something.
Now, as a female, help us with it. As a lady, do you see yourself writing such a letter as this person, as people say was written? Just for no reason, or just somebody coming up and say, I'll call this person's name as a female and say that you were raped by somebody?
No, it had to happen. Make her write it. Because sometimes you sit down, and the thing that it's so shocking. He claimed, she said that he took her upstairs. I mean, you were 16 or 15 at it. She said she was 15 at the time. You were 15 years old. At the time, your mind, you're so impressionable.
Correct.
And if the guy said, and trusting him to go upstairs, and then the first thing the guy do to you is just kiss you, you're shocked. You don't even know how to respond to it. And then December, January, February, March, April, May, June, 6 months. That is a heavy burden.
Indeed.
It's a heavy, heavy burden. And for her to write it out, to me, that is our way of acting out, rather than killing herself, which is a safe way.
Yeah. Wow. Viewers, I hope that you can hear. Good afternoon. I hope you can hear the concern of these. It's okay. Yeah, I'm on video here. We're standing here in protest about a matter we want the president to take action in. Yes, we're protesting or registering our concern, I should say, in relation to this report about Dharamlall. We're here to ask Irfan Ali to remove Dharamlall from cabinet based on the accusations at the level, because this is concerned to us as fathers. There's somebody here who herself is on record saying that she is a victim of sexual assault and is standing here to express how concerning it is to her. All right? So we're here to register or protest for this in reference to the president's failure, A, to have police involved in the matter from the inception, B, to have Dharamlall, the police have him arrested, like any other man would, like I would or you would or anybody else I would assume, I would think or hope, would be made to answer these charges. So that's what we're standing here to do, to register our concern as Guyanese citizens, of course, peacefully. And you can let us know if that's an issue. Is that a problem for us to stand here to register our concern?
Yeah, it's a problem because you're protesting and you're supposed to get permission to protest.
No,
That's the only problem.
they don't have permission to protest. You have to have permission to walk. You're officer of the law now. You have to know that. You have to have permission to walk the streets of Georgia in more than 2 abreast. You have to have permission to use a loud hailer. You don't have to have permission to protest. So you can go check the law and come back and let me know. Check it on your phone if you want. Nobody grants you permission to protest in Guyana. This is not South Korea or North Korea. So here again, we have another problem with law enforcement undoing the law. There's an officer who came to speak to us who's of the view they have to have permission to protest. Do you all understand how stupid Guyana is getting here? How crazy our country is getting? Is there any law that says that Guyanese have to have permission to protest? Do you all understand what we're dealing with here? So how could people come to law enforcement? How could people come to the police for help when the police don't even know the law? You don't need permission to protest in Guyana. Did Ali seek permission to go and stand in Kingston to stop Karen Cummins from going to, and when he was in front of a vehicle, say, lock me up, lock me up? Come on, man. Their basic human rights afforded to every Guyanese. And I want you all to record this. Let this be on record about what Guyanese are facing. If we're standing here saying that we have concerns about how this situation is being handled, how you have to have permission to say I have concern. You don't need permission to protest as a Guyanese. We are no threat to Irfan Ali. That's why I said we're going to stand here peacefully. You see what happens standing here peacefully. Officers come to ask me a question and ask us why we're standing here, then say we need permission to protest. No, we don't have to be insulting. Some of these officers need a refresher course maybe. So I don't have a problem helping them to understand the law. If you tell any Guyanese they have to have permission to protest, you're saying that you're in a dictatorial state, and you're in a state whereby people have no rights in reference to human rights. So I want anybody to come and tell me I don't have such rights available to me, or to us as people here. So it's obvious then that we've got the attention probably of somebody in there, and the message may get to Ali. So let's get it clear, Mr. Ali. Your job was never to say you're waiting for any evidence. Your job was to say that this matter has been handed over to law enforcement. All right? So let's get clear what we're standing here about. This is not whereby you saying that the matter is being investigated by you. The case or somebody's trying to reach me. The sequence of events should have been that the matter has been handed over to the relevant authorities. Even if you say that, we think it's the police. But don't tell me that you were waiting for evidence to act on Dharamlall based on this accusation. This is wrong. Our women must be protected in this country. Anybody who makes such a complaint must be protected. Hello. That's fine. You're not on camera. Anybody who complains that they were raped, they must be protected. We can't play with this. And more so, this is a 16-year-old child who has this attributed to her, in reference to the complaint. There were events that triggered what we're doing here. And these events are extremely bothersome to us. Now, can you imagine this Guyanese coming to the State House? You own this. This is not police compound. And even they don't own that. We own every state building in this country. And you're standing not even at State House, you're standing on the road in front of State House. And are being told that you have to have permission to protest. Do you all understand the kind of crazy society we're in now? The police in this country are being used against Guyanese. And let the record show that. I am thankful that you are here who on this broadcast can see exactly what I face, and this is not the first time. And wherever my broadcasts are going to reach, this is not the first time. Guyanese who follow me and follow on my social media platform, you see how often Guyana Police Force gets in my face. So the police could come to me, but the police can't go to Dharamlall yet. I want you all to see. The police could come to me. All right, Regina, are you here? Is Regina on the broadcast? If you are, call your auntie. No, tell her that I am doing a live broadcast. All right? We as Guyanese have a right to stand, to register our concern about any matter. We could stand anywhere except for people's private property. And let no one tell you that you have the right or you have to ask them to protest in Guyana. Nobody must tell you that. Nothing can be further from the truth. Look at how quickly officers of the law could reach to us. But they couldn't reach to Dharamlall to say that there's a charge leveled against you or there's an accusation made and you need to come to the station. All right? We have every right to say how concerned we are. You stand on a boulevard in a big open area. This is not Ali's private residence. And then Jagdeo said that Guyana has got freedom of the press. Didn't you say that? And people in Guyana are free to protest nowadays. Jagdeo said that. And Ali said that when we had press freedom, a week of press week. What happened now? You remember we had freedom of the press and they said, oh, no, we don't have the problem in Guyana. People are free to even protest and say, well, what happened? Am I free to stand here now? So our stance here as Guyanese, and you've heard from someone, I didn't even know that, and that this is even so impactful, where a woman could have come to their mother and say that years ago she suffered, and she didn't know who to talk to. She was sexually abused and didn't know who to speak to. Do you understand the kind of pain a woman would feel? You don't know who to talk to? But we scared her. I am never afraid. And I would advise Clifton Hicken to take time to teach your law enforcement officers what rights Guyanese have, because it doesn't seem that they are all familiar with those rights. Teach them the rights we have. Teach Ali and Priya and all of them what they should and should not do. Teach them of what they should and shouldn't do. Teach them the rights of citizens of this country. Teach them that Guyanese have the right to stand in this country. Teach them that the state buildings are owned by the people of Guyana. Inform Guyanese of what is right. Because if you don't inform people of their rights, then more often other people will be abused. And people accept certain things not knowing what their rights are. The right of this young lady or any young lady reporting such a matter is to be protected by law. Is to have an investigation launched by the law enforcement officers. It is to have the accused arrested and be made to answer. This is a girl. According to reports I'm seeing on my social media page, there are many instances of the same person being accused of the same thing. What are we doing about it? When will it end? I trust that you will have, by next week, major protests in Georgetown. There's one now. One on Monday. Monday at 12. Wait, right here? Send it to me, please. Oh, there's supposed to be a protest in Georgetown on Monday. Monday at 12 o'clock. All right? There has to be, that's in Kingston somewhere? All right. So we have to make a statement, a consistent statement in our country. All right? We have a right to be concerned as Guyanese. We have a right as Guyanese people to know what is being done with this situation. And we have a right to call, as we as Guyanese are doing. We have a right to call for this person to be removed from cabinet. Because it's concerning to us. We're father standing here. There's somebody who's a victim of situations of sexual abuse, standing to say that she didn't even know who to talk to. We have a right as Guyanese citizens to stand and demand that justice be served. Our call here today, and my call in standing here today, is for Dharamlall to be removed from cabinet with immediate effect. I stand further to say that because I pay and Guyanese pay to have every member of parliament function in the House of Assembly, we have a right as Guyanese to say that they should be removed. It's our right to call for that because we need to be represented by people whose character is impeccable, who can stand the test of public scrutiny. This is not happening in this case. So we are concerned, gravely concerned. There needs to be an arrest made. Our children must feel safe. And if you, again, I stand publicly to say this. If you put this child's image all across social media, what do you think your daughter will do for happen to her? She will not want to have to endure that kind of situation, so she wouldn't tell. Because she doesn't want to have her image all over social media. You shouldn't do that to that child. All right? You shouldn't have our children go through that. How much more peaceful can anyone be? To stand here to say that on behalf of children in this country, we're calling for action. Mothers, fathers, although it is said that you must protect your children, the law is there to do that beyond what you can do. We have laws in our country that are supposed to function, or what you say, kick in as soon as an accusation is leveled. Not after investigations are made. We feel as if our children were failed in this whole situation. And it has to be remedied. We're told that there's going to be a protest on Monday. Hopefully, persons are going to be prepared to stand. Bless this. Persons will be prepared to stand, and to stand courageously to defend the right of our children. All right? Our children must feel, even if this didn't happen to this girl, I'm saying that based on what surrounds this whole scenario, our daughters now who are of that age would feel as if it doesn't make sense saying anything because of what social media will do to me. Our children must feel as if when they make a report, action is taken immediately, especially matters of this nature. Our girls in Guyana must feel safe and protected. Hey guys, yeah man. Our girls must feel safe and protected at all costs. Where are the fathers? Where are the voices of the fathers? Where are the mothers? Where are the legal minds who's supposed to say you can't come tell somebody permission to stand in protest about something bothers them as a Guyanese? Where are the legal minds to defend us? We need to be protected. Okay? Good afternoon. Our rights as Guyanese must be protected. And we're calling for that protection. Okay? Every Guyanese must have their rights protected. Our children must feel safe. Our children must be assured That's Child Care Protection Agency and other departments are prepared to protect them. All right? Fathers, your daughters must understand that you're prepared to stand for them and in their defense at all costs. You okay? All right? I appreciate your encouragement, people. This is bigger than one occasion. This is a statement that has to be made across the globe, across the nation of Guyana, that our children must feel safe. At all costs, our children must feel safe. They mustn't feel as if they cannot come forward to say how they feel about the matter, or in your home, teach your children today that however they feel about the situation, they must feel free to express it. It is their right to do so. So I am here to stand as a man today, expressing grave concern over the situation. Grave concern, because this should not be a case in which any mother feels that her child doesn't have the right to report how she feels about the situation. All right? Yes, all right. Okay? So I'm standing here, you can see the officers of the law who are around. That's their job. I don't have an issue with police doing their job. As I said, they armed with high-powered rifles too. And look at me, standing with two arms. All right? Look at me here. And look at what surrounds us. All right? We're standing here. I'm standing here to say that I have, as a citizen of this country, serious concern that how this matter is being handled. Serious concern, because this should not happen to cross our minds that children, and then there's a report saying the person sat before some superintendent and signed a document. How could that happen? How do we get to that? Okay? So, the protest is being registered. Our concerns are being raised because we feel strongly that this matter should be handled properly.
Hi, good afternoon.
Afternoon, sir.
My name is Sergeant Clark.
Sergeant Clark, okay.
Yes, I'm in charge of the patrol section that operates, or is operating today.
Okay.
Right? I'm coming to you based on the information we received, and that is to which that you guys are protesting or launching some form of protest.
Yeah, we're just concerned about the matter regarding the complaint.
I would like to listen or look into your matter further.
I appreciate
but
that.
first, I must advise you that picketing or protesting within the perimeter or the fence of State House is prohibited by law.
Where is the fence? Can you show me, please?
It would be from the green and white, that is south, to the green and white, that is north.
You say within the fence or beyond the fence?
So we need to just step beyond.
So we go beyond?
Yeah, and then we'll come in.
Okay, no problem. That's fine, no problem. Okay, so we're told that we're not supposed to stand within the perimeter of State House fence. Okay? So, as you can see, the officers are coming with me to have a conversation with high-powered rifles. All right? Let the record show. Where you say which fence?
The end of the green and white fence.
Walter Roth Museum? Beyond that?
Yeah.
Okay. So, we've got officers with weapons. You see my hands, right? High-powered rifles coming to talk to me with two empty hands, apart from holding my camera. As a father, as a Guyanese saying that we require, in this situation, anyone who serves us in Parliament, they should be removed, as Desmond Hoy did with Corbyn. Desmond Hoy said to Corbyn, you have to leave until the matter is dealt with. That's what we're saying here. You got anywhere around here? Okay, fine. So we're standing exactly where the officer says we should stand. All right? And they're now going to conduct an interview where I hope that my concern will be registered and recorded. I would like to see what is being written. So that my concern will be registered and our concern as citizens of this country be registered as we've said it. Okay? But I also want those in authority to see that there are officers who came to us with high-powered rifles in their hands to talk to a citizen with 2 long arms, standing peacefully on the boulevard, not even on the street. All right? So, good afternoon. Yes, I'd like this to be recorded. You have your camera on?
Yeah, my camera.
Okay, so mine is on as well.
Right. Could I have your name, please?
I am Nigel London. May I have yours and your rank, please?
My name is Sergeant Clark, and my regulation number is 21323.
Okay, Sergeant Clark. Okay.
How old are you, sir?
49 years old.
Are you employed?
Yes, I am.
Where are you employed, or are you self-employed?
I'm self-employed. Can you see what the purpose of your statement is?
Basically, before I start to conduct my interview, I must get a few personal details.
Okay.
This basically helps us in making an occurrence at the station in the occurrence book, or what persons would know what you reported.
And what is the occurrence that you're reporting?
Right? After this, I will listen to your...
Okay. No, but you should inform me before I can know what you're talking about.
Where's the address?
No,
This is the last information I have, and then we're going to get to
okay.
the issue or...
85 phase rest. Linden. Yes, just so that people can be educated as to why you stand. And I hope that you can do your job. Of course, I expect you to do it efficiently. So people can be informed by you, the officer of the law, and guided, I should say, as to what brings you here, why weapons are around me, and other people standing here peacefully in Georgetown to say how we feel about the matter. So you can go ahead.
All right, to simplify it, a mason works with tools, a carpenter works with tools, and the police also work with tools or equipment.
Okay.
Right, so despite the nature, if we're the responding patrol, we have to respond because basically they are our tools that we're giving to do policing with.
Do you have batons available anymore? Because you should be told what the people have in their hand. They have 2 arms. Ladies have 2 arms, nothing else. So you're supposed to operate in a manner that right. So you should approach me in a manner that speaks to how I am.
Yes.
Right?
And
so
that's what I'm doing.
No, if you approach me with a weapon, then obviously there's some intention that okay then this will go left.
My weapon is in my holster. And if you're familiar with weapon, you should know as long as it's in the holster, pose no threat.
It does pose a threat.
So,
to me.
Alright, well I'm not here to pose a threat to you.
Okay.
That should be clear by now.
Well, I feel better
right?
now.
What is the ongoing issue, or what is it you'd like to report to the police?
Nothing.
That would have caused you to...
I'm not here to report anything to the police. I'm here to register a matter to social media, that is, in reference to the head of state. My concern regarding the matter that was circulating on social media that the head of state spoke to, which is the matter with Dharamlall. I'm here to say that as a father, I have grave concern as how it was handled. As one who is a resident that's law-abiding, I understand that if an accusation is made against me, you'll arrest me. And Dharamlall was not arrested as far as I'm aware. I'm also here to register concern about the fact that, according to the media and herself, the Minister of Education said she went to offer help to the person who would have been involved in this matter the accusation is pinned to. And I'm saying that if any matter of sexual abuse is registered, nobody offers help. You bring you all into play. That's what my concern here is about. And finally, to say that, in my view, among others who are sharing, I'm speaking for myself here, that Dharamlall, who is employed by me as a taxpayer and by us as taxpayers in Guyana, should not be in the House of Assembly. He should be removed from the House of Assembly because his conduct based on the allegation doesn't lend itself to him representing me well in the House of Assembly. Is there anything that I've said and done thus far that speaks to breaking the law?
No.
Okay,
Not
thank
so
you.
far. So I will advise you based on what you have told me I will basically advise you, and then I will carry on my normal duties. And that is, it is prohibited by law to picket, record, or demonstrate any form of a protest within the perimeter.
Within that perimeter.
So you're free to do so from this point and beyond, and from
within the premises for residents here. No within the premises.
Prime Minister, sorry.
Yes.
So it's going to be
Either
until
does
the
the same
Lamar
thing.
Street. Right, so it's basically from here, going back the way, and until from the Lamar Street, going back to Pegasus.
So, just to be clear, if I'm standing facing another direction and GPL is behind me, is that prohibited too?
Yeah, you can.
Because I cannot capture State House.
No, you can't capture State House.
Which is owned by me and other Guyanese.
You cannot capture State House.
Does it speak to there being a threat to spread security if I capture State House? Because I need information, you have to provide it to me.
I have provided all the information.
You haven't provided all. I'm asking you a question as an officer of the law to help me.
And I am saying,
is there a threat to the president?
Yes, there is.
What's the threat if I may
You're
ask?
not allowed to video the State House compound. Right? Basically put it this way.
Right.
For making visual record of a premises or property, the various persons could go about identifying a map, a layout, or whatever the posture might be, a whole sorts of different.
Can you clarify what that means, please?
That is as far as I know. Right?
Okay.
So you're free to do whatever you're doing or to continue doing what you are doing peacefully, but please do it from the fence heading south, and that would be from Lamar Street heading to America. Right?
From Lamar Street.
This corner, from Market Street, Lamar Street, the Prime Minister and Center.
Right.
There, same goes to there, but from Lamar Street, going toward the Marriott Hotel, to the shores.
All right, so Guyanese, do the same. Guyanese, I hope that you're informed as to what pertains to this situation here. As I said, Robeson Ben, I want you to see. An assault rifle came out of a vehicle in the hand of an officer with 3 Guyanese standing on the road. What threat do we face, do we pose? All right? Let's get this clear. Guyanese are standing here saying how we feel about the matter with Dharamlall. And that would lend itself to officers exiting a vehicle with an AK-47 or an AR-15 assault rifle. We have it on record here now, right? We're told that if you have a video footage of the State House, that you're a threat in some way to what we own, or to the one who inhabits what we own as the people. Are you as Guyanese satisfied with this? Let me just ask you before I leave you this afternoon. Are you okay with this kind of event? Now, mind you, Dharamlall is not arrested. Do you see that there are at least 6 to 8 officers? Yeah. We were surrounded at one point. So about 6 to 8 police officers with weapons came and they're still driving around here. But nobody arrested Dharamlall. So what's the accusation made against me? That I'm recording State House that's owned by us? Let me hear what the crime I'm committing. The crime I'm committing thus far, or the wrong I'm doing, is that I'm recording State House on video. What is Dharamlall's accusation that's leveled against him? Tell me if... Now let's see how you all are going to respond to this. Because there's a woman who was standing with me who said that she faced sexual abuse in her life as well. So there's one who we classify in Guyana by, I don't like the term, but as a victim. And police will come with assault rifles to comfort the victim. Who's saying, based on this is a trigger. This makes her feel terrible. These accusations she's seeing here. And so she came out to vent or to express how she feels. And here comes officers with high-powered rifles and weapons and guns. By the way, you are supposed to, I don't know Guyana law well, because Guyana has a strange law. Guyana is in a place in Jupiter back down. But according to law, in the US and stuff where I live, you approach the person with one level above in reference to the threat. So if I have 2 long arms, you come maybe with a baton or a taser. That's it. You don't come with a gun to talk to me. When would this end, Guyanese? When would this end? When would we as a people ensure that this ends? When would fathers ensure that this ends? So police are parked monitoring me now. I guess they'll enjoy the burger. I guess it's for free or whatever it is. But I'm being monitored now, standing here as a father with mothers who are concerned about this situation. Is this the beautiful one Guyana concept we're dealing with here? Is this one Guyana? Is this the Guyana that y'all want? Huh? Look at the battery of officers that would come with assault rifle to talk to me with 2 arms, as Guyana see, 2 long arms, to talk to women, including one who said she faced this same experience as was reported here about Dharamlall. And officers could monitor me. Y'all monitoring Dharamlall yet? But they do this because of the weakness of Guyanese people. When Guyanese don't stand, then you have a problem. So I will at once, not now, but when I'm dealing with this matter, I want anybody to tell me how cameras were recording State House when sodomites were passing here. When sodomites had the Pride Month, were they not passing the same place with cameras? Was that a violation? When LGB, whatever else you all want to call yourself, the whole alphabet gang were passing here, was that not a violation? I guess our camera should have been off. Let the record show. Let the record show what Guyanese are faced with in their own country because of political strategy, because of oppression, because of systems that work against us when we stand for what is right. All right? How many of y'all would accept this? How many of y'all would accept being monitored? Look, officers of the law are standing here monitoring you. That's their job. I don't have an issue with that. But I'm saying to you, you come to stand, and if you ask me, the police should come and stand behind me and with me, because they're men. They have children, some of them. How do you feel as a man? Be made to come and talk to a man who's standing here for children, for the rights of our children, including the 20 who were burnt alive in Madhya. I'm standing for these situations here today to say that this Dharamlall must be removed. But no, we have to be investigated. And we have to be questioned. Because standing on a boulevard makes you pose a threat to State House. But allowing a man to serve in a capacity whereby he can use his influence over people is not a threat. Oh, Guyana. Huh? Yeah, perfect. Thanks. Thank you so much. Oh, Guyana. When would we stop bleeding as a people? When? Every day these things happen, your rights as a Guyanese, you bleed it out. It's removed, it's bled out of you. Every day, it's bled out of you. Every day that you cower and you get scared, your rights dwindle. The man who's standing for the children is surrounded by weapons. The man who's accused of raping a girl is protected by the state. Y'all let that sink in. The father who's standing and the mothers who's standing for our children's rights to be at least heard and respected and acted upon, we're being surrounded by weapons, by submachines, by automatic rifles, assault rifles. And the person who's accused is living in luxury and being protected by the state or arms of the state. What becomes of us as a people, Guyana? How much more do you intend to take, Guyana? I did not stand as the audio officer asked me. I never started to report anything to the police. All right? I stood here to register my concern to Irfan Ali, who's living in State House, is owned by us, including the police officers. That's what I stood for. I must say thanks to these ladies who are standing here. I'm grateful to these women who came to stand and the brother who came to stand. And on Monday, I'm told that people are standing again in front of the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development. You should stand there. Dharamlall should not be functioning in that capacity. He should not be functioning as any cabinet member. All right? So we're standing here in that regard. He's standing beyond the fence where the city should be, no problem. Because at the end of the day, we stand anyway. So maybe on Monday, the women member of parliament and others will be standing on all the different groups like Red Thread and so on. Maybe you'll be standing on Monday. I hope that you do. At the end of the day, I'm saying to you, I hope that you stand to the point whereby Dharamlall faces the law, where he's questioned by law enforcement officers, with attorneys of law being present. Attorneys at law. I'm not playing with this. Before the officers came, and since they view me now, I can tell you about my issues as well. 20 of our children, 19 girls, and one boy would have been burnt alive in Madhya. And I cannot see up until today any commission of inquiry being launched. I don't need a commission either. People need to be charged. Nobody can file even a private criminal matter. Nothing. What about their voices? 19 of our Amerindian girls are dead. What about their voices? Can we stand for them? When would this end, Guyana? If you are scared, just leave your houses to stand to defend your children. This will happen even 10 times worse in this country, because you are empowering oppressive people. And you all know I don't do it with happening. But I can tell you this. This has never happened to me under David Granger. Never happened under Desmond Hoyt. Never happened. There's no time when Guyanese took to the streets and they were treated in this way. You surround one person with women, one man and women, with high-powered rifles because you're standing. Never has this happened in our country. Why now? Why now? And I'm going to find out from attorneys at law, how could standing on this avenue here with a camera in my hand, hello, amount to my being a threat to State House? All right? So I'll find out. And if the law doesn't corroborate, then I'm coming back to ask these people to tell me, or go to Evelyn to find out how you told me something that isn't true according to law. All right? I'm well aware that the Guyana Police Force, some of them, the elements therein, are eager to find a reason to arrest me. Maybe if they had wanted it, they would have. All right? But I stood for an hour, as I promised you. I'll stand here for 1 hour. And I stand here to express how I feel about this matter, along with other Guyanese citizens. I'm happy that there are women who came to say how they feel. I will make inquiries. I'm going to seek to do research. And if I find that there's nothing unlawful in my standing where I was standing with my other Guyanese brothers and sisters, then the law will take its course. But I believe in complying if it's not detrimental to me as a person or to my rights as a Guyanese. If you can't tell me I need your permission to protest, I don't accept such garbage. I would never accept that nonsense for any police officer. All right? But we've stood here and we've registered our concern. Let's see what Monday holds. Let's see if we'll have an announcement tomorrow by Air Finale that Dharamlall is removed from his post. Let's see if or Blanham will make a statement that Dharamlall has been charged or brought into Evelyn for questioning. Let's see how this is going to go. All right? Let's see how this plays out. So thank you all for your time. How are you doing, bro? You all right? Good, man. Thank you so much for your time. I'll be off here. I will chat with the officers if they want to talk to me afterwards as well. No problem. All right? But you all do well until we meet again. Monday, midday. Where is it? Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development. We'll be there because we have to take a stance. 12 o'clock, 12 to 1. You have to make a statement that is consistent and that is very strong. All right? Dharamlall must go now. Not another day. Priya Marichandra needs to go too because she's an attorney. She knows better. You don't go to offer help to anybody. Go send her, get the police involved as they came around me, let them come around the girl. Or Dharamlall and leave with him. Child Care Protection Agency, you need to be dealt with too. There's no help anybody needs here. So, thank you all for your time.